I'll be going through the answers quickly, so make sure your course book is open and in front of you, and please stop and rewind the video as you need to. So, got your book open in front of you? Are your answers in capitals? Want to know why the answers are the answers? Then let's go. For question number 1, let's have a look at what's going on here. He's driving a car, he's telling us a story about what's going on, and we've got a key verb here. I took my foot, what the accelerator? Well, there's two great phrasal verbs that you need to know. First of all, you put your foot on the accelerator, in other words, you go faster, or you take your foot off the accelerator. In other words, you don't want to go as fast. And that's why the answer for question number 1 in this case is off. For question number 2, he's taken his foot off the accelerator, but the car still won't slow. It won't slow. In other words, it's not getting any less fast. So we have to say in that case that the car is not slowing down. So you speed up and you slow down. And here the answer is down. Question number 3, you need to read past the gap. He's on his phone. He's trying to call the police. If you're trying to call the police and you're trying to connect to someone, or the police in this case, if you are successful, it means that you can get through. If you're not successful, you can't get through. The key preposition here is through, which is why the answer is through in this case. Question number 4. What we're talking about here is the ability of this person to see that there is smoke coming from the brakes. So we need the correct modal verb to communicate this possibility of seeing. Now, given the context that we've got here is that we're talking about the past. That's very important because it tells us that we must choose the answer as could, not can. Question number 5. What's the preposition that collocates with concentrate? You concentrate on something, which is why the answer is on. Question number 6. What's the preposition that collocates with follow? Well, you're followed by someone, and that's why the answer is by. For question number 7, what's important here is the whole of the context that goes beforehand, because it's basically saying or suggesting that there was something wrong with the car. He tried to slow down, he couldn't, and there were all kinds of problems. And now they're talking about doing extensive tests on the car, and then afterwards that he was arrested. Well, that doesn't make sense, because the only way that it could make sense is if there was nothing wrong with the car. And it's this concept of a negative that we need to include in this gap. So what's the correct negative form that we need here? No. After extensive tests on the car, no mechanical defects were found. Question 8. Great crime policing vocabulary. In another life of mine, I do lots of work on legal language, particularly language patterns that you find in criminal law in this case. You arrest somebody on suspicion of doing something. Quite a complicated language pattern, but if you're going to work in the area of law, very important language to get right. You arrest someone on suspicion of doing something, and which is why the answer is of.